I'm privileged to introduce our Chief Guest of Honor, Dr. Rajkumar Ranjan Singh ji, who is a Member of Parliament representing the Inner Manipur constituency of Manipur. He took charge as Minister of State for External Affairs and Education in July 2021. Earlier in academia, Dr. R.K. Ranjan Singh served in different capacities, including as a lecturer, professor, and registrar, published several books, and made numerous contributions to various national and international journals and publications. We are also happy to share that he is an esteemed member of INTAC, as the chairman had earlier pointed out. It is my great pleasure to invite Dr. R.K. Ranjan Singh to address the gathering.
Good afternoon. Namaste. Major General L.K. Gupta ji, Chairman INTAC. He is one of the person who inspired me about the INTAC. And then Dr. Karan Singh ji, a statesman, cultural ambassador and author. I'm very lucky to meet personally here in these days. And of course, I have a chance to hear from him long time back in the INTAC conference and also in some of the media channels discussion with our Honorable Prime Minister about the Gita and others. So a lot of inspiration is achieved from Honorable Sir. And also I am personally lucky when I visit to Jammu and Kashmir, I was allotted to a guest house, and ultimately I come to know that this guest house is donated, presented by Honorable Dr. Karan Singh ji, his own house, campus, or palace kind of room. So I enjoyed the guest house also, sir. And then Madam Dr. Sowen Mishra ji, Member Secretary INTAC, and Madam Dr. Sarju Doshi ji, Vice Chairman INTAC, and just now delivering the keynote address, Anirudh Kanist Sethi ji, and other my colleague, state conveners, and all the members of the INTAC family. I'm so happy to be here along with you and also feeling the same earlier, the sense when I was working under Colonel Gupta ji and others and my senior colleague Kapoor ji. So, dear friend, it gives me great pleasure to join you today at this National Conveners Conference being held in Delhi after a gap of 12 years. I am delighted to be among all of you as I belong to INTAC family. As the once convener of the Manipur chapter, I have been actively supporting the conservation of both tangible and intangible heritage in my state. In fact, the listing I did of the natural heritage of the state was published by INTAC some years ago. Manipur is a mosaic of ancient traditions and rich cultural patterns. In the field of art and culture, the state is best represented by its classical and folk dance from especially the Ras Leela, the epitome of Manipur classical dance. The importance of conserving and preserving the rich and diverse heritage of our great nation is beyond debate. Our rich cultural traditions are probably the most unique and inspiring in the whole world. However, in the fast-paced and tech-oriented modern world in which we live today, there is ever present danger of cultural tradition and values being overtaken and forgotten. It is therefore our duty to protect what we have for the coming generations. For example, toys and games have excited in India or existed in India since the Harappan civilization, that is about 5000 BC, and indigenous toys and games can play a major role in developing cultural understanding and cultural expression among students, along with inculcating values and skills. Similarly, Manipur has indigenous games of Khong Kangjai, is a partially martial art and also handling hockey stick, and Sagol Kangjai and the Kang Chanaba is said to have set the foundation of modern world famous polo. Intacs should also work on preserving, protecting, and sensitizing about this common heritage. According to UNESCO, heritage encompasses tangible and intangible, natural and cultural, movable and immovable, and documentary assets inherited from the past and transmitted to future generations by virtue of their irreplaceable values. As a source of identity, heritage is a valuable asset for empowering the youths and local communities and enabling vulnerable groups to participate fully in social and cultural life. It can also provide time-tested solution for conflict prevention and reconciliations. INTAC has been engaged in the conservation and preservation of myriad aspects of our diverse culture, from the tangible to intangible. Our natural heritage manifests in our environment and geophysical landscape, the rich tradition of our craft, in short, the very wealth and webs for our cultural identity. With such a legacy comes a great responsibility to see that the correct interpretations and understanding of our heritage is passed on to the next generations. In this field, Intac has been doing a sterling service in research and conservation of our built architecture, documentation, honing skills of craft persons, and providing livelihoods, holding workshops and seminar to educate the youths through lively programs facilitated by the chapters. Conservation has been brought into the mainstream of development by the efforts of various professionals and volunteers who make up the intact team. The awareness that has been built so far is a valuable asset and should continue to grow and inform future activities. I am confident that INTAC will be guided and propelled by an inspired visions that will help take our nation forward to ever new heights in developing a modern state while keeping our cultural heritage and legacy intact. In the meantime, the recent past, I have a chance to visit some of the country of the Southeast Asia and also the Central Asia. In all the nations in this area are all the treasures of our heritage. You will find more than India in this place, all the idols, all the statues of Shiva, Narayan, Garur, many, many things, Ganesh, and everything is in Southeast Asia and Central Asia. In this context, I personally feel that if our INTAC has some thought on that, particularly many inscription, either in the stone or in the copper, that was lying all around the Central Asia and also Southeast Asia and even in the Middle East. Uh, the inscription, wherever I have seen in the National Museum of different country, these are all our property. But how could we make it the sending the information of this inscription to our younger generation? Even myself, I want to know what are the content in the script. So if we could have such kind of project on documenting all these available inscriptions and then transcribe to the modern version, that will be another chapter for our intact. So I'm sure that the deliberation during these 3 days convention will be productive and lead to a stimulating exchange of idea and will be useful to other organizations as well as who are participating. With these few words, I wish Intact team all success in current and future endeavor. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your very pertinent words on what heritage signifies today and its value, especially in the context of our youth and local communities. Thank you also for your kind words of praise and encouragement and valuable suggestions. We hope to continue our efforts with dedication and renewed energy.